It's draft week here at the Spandex Standups. We got a new women's champion. We don't know who's going to end up on what brand. They did come out and say that the champs are safe, so no champs are switching brands. We can talk about that. We got new superstar contracts to talk. We got new injuries, unfortunately, to talk about. All that and more. Hit that subscribe button to this great Project Nerd content. It's the Spandex Standups.
I thought you were going to talk about this NXT championship match.
Oh, trust me, sir.
I thought that was going to be in the headline.
I mean, you're right. It deserves to be in the headlines.
It deserves to be
What a great match.
What a great match.
What two futures, well, not even future, what two superstars they have on their hands.
And what a privilege that we get to talk about NXT the day after it happens, because this is a special Wednesday edition.
Yeah, look at this.
Of Spandex Stand-Ups. And what an incredible NXT last night that we saw, kind of from start to finish. The presentation, not only was the match fantastic, but I love how the entire episode, you've got superstars being interviewed. Who do you think's gonna win? It was big fight feel. Yes. You had alumni come in for this moment where you just
be back.
Yeah, it was a really cool way to present this match, to build hype around it, and ultimately to create the next great superstar in WWE, which is Whoop That Trick Williams.
I love it, man. And also, I got a little theory to run by you when we talk about Raw, because a faction lost a member last night, and I think a call-up's going to take that place. So much to talk about. Let's go ahead and get up into news up top. Kayla Braxton, set to make her comedic debut at the Netflix Is a Joke Festival this May.
Congratulations, Kayla Braxton. I hope you've been doing stand-up at the mics, or I hope that you've been doing stand-up backstage. I don't know what venue. Do we know what
May
venue?
May 5th, Kookaburra Lounge.
Amazing. Maybe
Sami Zayn's also going to make an appearance and talk a little bit.
We'll get some Dolph Ziggler, some of these other folks doing stand-up. Awesome. I can't wait to see Kayla Braxton do stand-up comedy. She's great at WWE ringside.
I can see her be one of those personality comics. You know
totally.
what I mean? Like swing, like you're like, she didn't tell a joke, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited to see. What a great way to, hopefully it's a way for her to take what she does to a live audience and then maybe some other superstars. So it's a great. I'm excited to see how it goes. Hopefully there's some video.
I hope so too. Netflix will release it on whatever their YouTube pages or something. FTC rules against non-compete clauses. They're done in the U.S., so now we can get released superstars showing right up to new places immediately.
Let's do it. I'm all about it.
Yeah, man. Like I miss the days where you could tape Raw on Sunday and then be on Nitro Live. You know, Alejandro Blaze, Rick Rude.
Yeah. Let's throw out the red tape. Let's let it happen. Yeah. I think it could create some great introductions.
We need AEW to get their act together. We need TNA. TNA's on the rise. I think TNA's putting out a better product. It's got more of the big feel about it than it did when like Hogan and Flair and all those guys were there. So I like it because we got some WWE releases, post-Mania releases. Jinder Mahal into Sheer.
What a Jinder Mahal champion. Thank you, Jinder.
Thank you, Jinder.
And Jinder had a great moment with The Rock. When The Rock came back for the first time, we got to remember when The Rock was kind of reintroduced to us, our first taste of the final boss was Jinder Mahal getting...
when we didn't know he was going to be good guy, bad guy. Just beating up on Jinder Mahal. If you don't know where you're going in your life, just beat up Jinder Mahal. It used to be a standard.
I think Jinder Mahal will be back.
You think so? Mm-hmm. He always finds his way home. I can see him going to AEW for a little bit, coming back, a la Andrade.
Yeah, I just think it depends on how much he wants to wrestle versus being an ambassador for a brand.
I could see him definitely coming back to being, because they are launching a lot of stuff in India. So
exactly.
That was a big question mark, because people were like, well, if you're trying to expand into India, you just got rid of your top 3 ambassadors to India.
Again, what we've seen with WWE, just because you get released doesn't mean that, it's forever. Could be he's being released from his, performer contract, and maybe that'll transition into, something else.
Xia Li, Von Wagner, Cameron Grimes, and Zion Quinn were the others released.
And dare I say, they still worked at WWE. I mean, what a bummer. Unfortunately, creative just did not have anything for them to the point where we're sitting here and we're kind of like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
They just didn't fit anywhere at the moment. I mean, maybe NXT, there's something for them, maybe some tag team, but
I hated. My heart was upset at Cameron Grimes just because I like Cameron Grimes. To the moon. Mm-hmm. I feel like he could have gotten drafted back to NXT, but what's the point at that point? I am excited to see the draft and see what wrestlers get shuffled back to NXT and why, because I think it's done wonders. For Baron Corbin.
Mm-hmm.
Couple last year when Apollo Crews did it. Obviously nothing came of it, but he was refreshed a little bit. It was nice to see the Good Brothers. AOP showed up. It's nice to see. They kind of made it sound like Final Testament was going to NXT, which okay,
right.
And if they're gonna just dominate, sure.
Well, I've been watching NXT and it's very clearly becoming as important as Raw and SmackDown.
Can you imagine Final Testament versus the Family?
That'd be amazing. Book it.
Yes. Because that new guy they got is pretty big.
Yeah.
Big dude. I love he wore the tie, no sleeves.
I love the Family. The Family's one of my favorite factions ever.
New Japan acquires Stardom. I thought it wasn't Stardom, or is it Shimmer that WWE works with a lot? Shimmer, isn't it?
Maybe. I don't know. Tell me more about that. What is this?
I'm not sure. It looks like they were both under the parent company, but now they're operating as one. So I just think they're gonna. All I think that means is more talent shuffling.
Okay, great. That's what we need.
I mean, more talent, the more willing other promotions are working with other promotions, the more WWE will be like, we should do that too.
Exactly.
So, love it. Dirty Dom is actually dealing with a legit injury, and his return is unknown at this time.
Dirty Dom.
Seems like a sprained elbow or shoulder of some sort.
Bummer. Man, the Judgment Day, taking hits. We got Rhea Ripley out.
Yeah.
Dirty Dom out. Well, at least they can hang out together, watch some Netflix.
Yeah. Have no fear, though. Finn Balor signs a new multi-year deal with the company.
That.
So that's
great post where he was basically saying, after 10 years with the WWE Universe, I just want to say, I ain't going nowhere. Great misdirection there, Finn Balor, but perfect direction back home into our hearts at the WWE.
I want to see him.
I want to see him with the championship.
I eventually want to see him and Damian have some issues.
I mean, everyone needs to remember Finn Balor was the first Universal Champion. And he held it for a day,
run, man.
And then he had to drop it, and he never got it back. He's gotten a few opportunities.
Roman could have put on some bangers back then, man.
I feel like him and Roman put on. Did he go against Roman, Finn?
Well, they were in the tournament. He beat Roman in the semis of that tournament to win the championship. They put on it because I was like, great, they're gonna feed Finn to Roman, and then he beat Roman. I was like, oh,
yeah,
pearls clutched.
This does set up a great moment, because you've got World Heavyweight Champion Damian Priest. You've got Finn Balor. Could be jealous. Finn Balor technically never lost the belt when he was the top champ. So,
yeah. I mean,
it makes you wonder what they were going to do with Finn's run had he not gotten injured.
Well, it's because, they teased it there at first.
They did.
When they were like, maybe we will have these guys go after this. Bring in all that history. Bring in Finn and his unluckiness, if you will. Anytime he gets anywhere near gold, I feel like my man gets hurt every single time he comes anywhere close to the championship. So they could have just teased that let it go away, have them deal with other problems, and then boop, right back.
Yep.
Because, I mean, yes, Jey Uso is a fun first challenger, but we also know the belt's not going anywhere. So when we do start getting into the realm of Damian might actually lose the belt, I would love Finn to be one of those challengers. Yeah. I don't want him to be in it. They're doing a good job of keeping him away now. I don't want him to just be fed to Damian. Because he's been around the title picture the last couple of times and come up short. So next time he's in the title picture, he needs to come away with it.
Yeah.
So there we go. King and Queen tournaments coming to Saudi Arabia. Gunter announced he's in it, and good. Xavier Woods announced he's in it.
So. Okay, Xavier Woods, not going to be you. Even though he already won
He's
once.
He's a defending King of the Ring.
It's not going to be him again. Not with Gunter in there.
We didn't think he was going to do it the first time, though. So.
No.
But no, he's definitely not going to repeat.
And I do think that this is a way to put some legitimacy on Gunter, and I do hope they bring back the importance of winning King of the Ring. Because I'm sorry.
He did say that
Xavier Woods winning King of the Ring.
Yeah. Gunter did hint that the winner gets whatever title shot they want.
Good. That needs to be... Yeah, you need to win King of the Ring. You need to be able to, claim that title. Something. Yeah, make it mean something.
Cody Rhodes to co-star in the Naked Gun remake.
Honestly, love it, dude. Cody Rhodes went to my high school. Cody Rhodes, you went to my high school. Lassiter High School, represent. Dude, we need all the movie stars we can get from that high school. So I'm all about
stars we can get.
Cody Rhodes, fan all the way. I'm a crybaby. Right here.
Yeah. I just did love your initial reaction to that. That was great.
I'm just like, but he's got the look. I'm surprised he hasn't taken Homelander.
He does have the charisma that can be, comedic. We joke that he's the next Cena. He might be the next Cena.
Things come full circle. If you know Cody Rhodes' story, you know that he did not go to college. He instead went to Hollywood.
For suckers.
His father sold a Rolex.
I love that he got that watch
His father
back.
sold a Rolex to fund Cody and his sister's journey to Hollywood so that Cody could become an actor. Ultimately didn't work out. Cody kind of called himself a failed actor, which, boom, fast forward to now, he's champion of WWE, has that father's Rolex that was pawned so that he could pursue that career in Hollywood, and he's starring in a Hollywood film. So listen, folks, hang on.
Hang on to your dreams.
Hang on to your dreams.
NXT Battleground will come from UFC Apex in Las Vegas. Finally, some crossover.
Fantastic collaboration.
Yes.
I'm very excited about this. I'm excited that they're finally going to start working together. I hope they continue to work together a little bit more. I'd love to see, some UFC inspired fighters enter the WWE.
That would be fun. Yeah. A little transition when they're like, I don't want to. Oh my God, dude! I was watching something about Donald Cerrone. He's trying to be a bull, like a rodeo guy now.
Yeah, I love that.
He was training and straight up bicep ripped off the bone.
Jeez!
On his social media, he's just like, well, this happened.
Gross.
And his biceps just rolled up. I'm like,
gross.
You're a different breed, my guy.
Yeah, I could easily see some UFC fighters coming into WWE, do some exhibition matches. It'd be fun
when he's done. He's going to have a run in WWE at some point.
Yeah, oh man. Speaking of which, if we want to talk,
Finally saw Roadhouse, by the way. Side note,
wild movie. Just insane. Oh, the boat scene.
I think if they just wouldn't have called it Roadhouse, people would have been okay with it. But man, what a weird, fun movie. Hated how much I loved it.
Speaking of which, I had an epiphany. I know a match that we're gonna get.
Okay.
But it's unrelated to everything we're talking about. So I'll wait for a moment for it to come up later. And if it doesn't come up,
now I would like to hear. Now I'm just curious.
It'll be my final thoughts.
Now I want to hear what match you want.
Dude, I think we're gonna get the final boss.
Okay. Versus
the Maverick.
Okay.
I think that would be huge.
I'm intrigued by that.
I think that if they
who hurts who,
I don't see I don't see them doing Rock versus Cody at WrestleMania.
Nah.
I do see them eventually doing Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And if Rock wants to do one more match after that, I don't see Cena's last feud being with Rock again. If anything, maybe Cena, they'd partner him with Orton or somebody. But I could easily see, like, WrestleMania 42.
I'm holding out hope that Edge and Cena go out together.
That'd be great. Well,
rival.
If Cena wants it, Edge will be back.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we've seen his thing with Christian's kind of been lackluster. Come on home. End it proper.
Yeah.
We see, shout out to Sheamus.
Yeah.
A week removed, my man RA looks a million times better.
Yeah.
My man said, "Oh, you talking trash?"
Yeah.
All right. I told y'all I wasn't supposed to be back.
They called him out in the promo.
I was beefing up. I wasn't supposed to be back yet.
Yeah. People had a problem.
A week later, my man was like, "Blah!"
People had a problem with the body shaming.
Well, it's too much. It's 2024. Enough. All right. We got too much going on to work out these days. Calm down. Let's get into some main event results. This week we had the Creed brothers defeating Gallus. They said Gallus could be a call-up, and the Creed brothers are on the lookout for a heel turn along with Mr. Chad Gable.
Okay.
They're on the heel turn radar.
All right. Main event coming through.
Yeah. And then Ivar defeats Apollo Crews.
As we've seen, Ivar on a hot streak.
Killing it. Just poor Apollo Crews.
Dude, always Apollo Crews, dude, at the bottom of the barrel, man.
I can't believe he hadn't gotten released yet. So kudos for him.
No, he's a great worker, dude. He's great at getting squashed.
Him and Dante Chen.
He does great. He has great spots. He has great physique, great look. Still in good shape, but yeah.
NXT recap time. Trick Williams is your new NXT champion.
And new.
Him and Ilya put on a banger. And I'm calling it now. I think Ilya gets caught up.
Yep.
With takes Vinci's spot.
I could see that. That'd be great.
And then that causes more tension between Gunther and Ludwig, because Ludwig was like, "I thought I was your guy. Why is this guy here?"
Yeah, see, because I always thought that Ludwig was going to go out on his own eventually. So the way that they're doing this, they're kind of going the long way, which I like. Long form storytelling. But to your point, Trick Williams, superstar.
Yes.
That guy,
had that whole building.
Future WWE champion.
Trick.
He's a future WWE champion. I can see it. The guy is just a star.
Yeah, him, Mello, and Braun are going to be around for a long time. That's the next Stone Cold Triple H.
Mello's going to be champion too. They're all, yeah. It's going to be great.
Love it. Roxanne Perez retains her women's championship.
Great match.
She will be the NXT champion going into the draft, so that ensures she will be sticking with the brand. And we're about to crown a North American women's champion. So excited to see the mid-card as a women's in NXT, because like I've said plenty of times, the women's division in NXT is... Love that they got Lola Vice and Nat and Natalia fighting underground style. Like,
yep.
Yes.
Keep it coming.
Shayna Baszler's intertwined in it. Let's go. Build her back up in NXT.
Yeah.
So much fun stuff on the horizon. I'm so excited. Natalia, Creed Brothers, JD, AOP, lots of superstars on NXT. So I'm excited to see not only what NXT superstars get called up to the main roster in this draft, but who comes back home to NXT, or some superstars bypassed NXT and hadn't done it at all.
I could see KO going back to NXT.
I think he's in that intertwined storyline with the new bloodline, though. So I think he's going to be there for a little bit.
You think so? Yeah.
I can see him go eventually. But
yeah,
man, when he turned on Sammy, that's still one of my favorite NXT moments of all time. Let's get into some Raw recaps. Awesome Truth defeated DIY. Ciampa did not shake hands after the match. DIY's done. They've had their chances. They've come up short. Let's move on. So many
do you think
better
we'll get
things
Gargano, Ciampa in WWE? I mean, we saw their epic matches they put on in NXT. Do they need to put on those same matches? Because there's a lot of folks that might not have been familiar with those matches, but those matches, I mean, if they were to put those on at a PLE today, I feel like they'd be show-stealing matches.
Yeah, and I'm okay with it, but I hate to say it. I'm kind of either way. You know, I just don't need them to be a tag team anymore.
Yeah.
I want them to go do their thing, and if that involves putting on bangers with each other, great.
Well, I don't like Ciampa being a babyface.
No, he's not.
He's a heel.
True and true. That's why I'm glad he didn't shake the hands.
Yeah.
But also, I loved Gargano's heel work with the way.
Mm-hmm.
So, I know A-Town Down Under's a thing right now, and Austin's tied up, but
A-Town Down Under.
I need the way back. Showing some frustration with Damian Priest and the Judgment Day. How you feeling about those little Easter egg sprinkles starting to show up there?
I think it's great. I think just break up the Judgment Day. You know how I feel about them.
Yeah.
I don't get it. And what's up with Damian Priest coming out? No purple.
Oh.
No vampire suit.
Oh.
Looking normal. Looking like a normal person.
Looking like a normie.
This is why Damian Priest is a transitional champion. He'll have it for a little while. It's because, listen, even the way that he was talking, there's something that's a little
missing.
Yeah. But he is the vehicle to give everyone else a champion. It wouldn't surprise me if we see that belt change hands 4 times this year.
I do love that they're planting Liv going after Dom, though.
Mm-hmm.
That was a nice little, like, please make this a thing.
Yeah. Revenge tour.
Revenge tour means so many other things other than just putting you on the shelf. A little bit of them has to be like a little happy about that. Like, you never want a superstar to get hurt. You know what I mean?
But
the fact that Rhea put out Liv and Liv put out Rhea, no matter if it was accident or not, creatives just got to be like, this is pretty good.
Perfect. It's perfect. These things write themselves.
Yeah. New Day defeated Imperium. Kaiser turns on Vinci. Rumor is we're getting old NXT 2.0 Vinci back in NXT. So like Italian playboy.
Or maybe we'll join the family.
Ooh. Hey.
Hey.
Love it. Sheamus defeats Nakamura. Drew McIntyre on commentary. I loved his "Don't look up my skirt, you perv."
Yeah, dude, we are burying Nakamura.
Yes,
again
for the 15th time. Was my man above ground at all?
What did we give him the IC belt once? Maybe the U.S. title.
He was supposed to be a threat. Remember when he was the biggest threat to AJ's title at WrestleMania? What are we doing here? You think he's going back to Japan?
He should. But it's a good paycheck. I'm sure he gets paid more.
Stacking that retirement right now, you know what I mean? Gable explains himself.
Amazing. Probably Chad Gable's.
Down Alpha Academy in the process.
Yeah, Chad Gable's best work in WWE to date.
Better than Shorty G?
Yeah.
I hated Shorty G so bad, man. I love it, man. The promo, too, from Becky, like the backstage brawl with the women, and then her looking at Maxine and being like, pick your head up, you're fine. Love that part of it. And then Becky goes out and whips everyone's butt in the women's. How you feeling about Becky being women's champ again?
Dude, shout out to Becky, and it makes...
Supposed to take time off, she said. Nah, I'll come back. I'll be the face.
It makes complete sense. She's
catching a little flack for it.
Becky's been incredible the past few months. She has been through hell with Nia Jax, been through hell with Rhea Ripley, all while putting out a book, all while being a mother, all while carrying Seth Rollins around. I mean, and when you think about what a champion in WWE needs to be, you got to be that person that's able to hit the Make-A-Wishes, hop on a plane and hit up ESPN.
That's what
you got to be media trained.
So much more to it than just being the champ.
And you got to be able to understand just what's required there. So to have Becky Lynch in that position is amazing, and to have Bayley in that position, you've got 2 incredible women representing the company right now, and that's what you want.
Well said.
And at the same time, what you're going to do is you're going to build up whoever takes the championship next, because if you have someone win a vacant title, not as cool as I beat Becky Lynch for the title. Very true. You're going to create a bit more legitimacy in the person that whoever carries that title next.
I do think they build up Liv to take it from her.
Like, I think Becky's a transitional champion right now. I think she's gonna,
she still gets her time off at some point.
Yeah.
Still got to give people the time off.
But again, create a huge moment in France.
France.
I could see her easily dropping it in France and Backlash.
They got some great premium live events coming up that we can have some big time title changes. Mm-hmm. So I think you're onto something. Damien not long for the championship. Neither is Madame Becky. Over on SmackDown, rumors afloat about Jacob Fatu. They said they don't know if they're holding off his debut. Could happen as early as Friday.
Great, bring him out. It'll be huge when it happens.
Yes. I just love that he's kind of gotten a buzz about him. Mm-hmm. So now when he debuts, he's not just like, who's that?
Exactly.
Now people know. AJ defeats LA. Now he gets Cody. So we get Cody versus AJ Styles.
Let's bury AJ some more.
Well, I mean, anybody in that position is getting screwed. Because you said it, you're like, Cody's not losing that belt
Cody's not losing the belt for a while. AJ is so good. I mean, I have no doubt it's going to be a fantastic match.
Banger.
It wouldn't surprise me if it ends in a DQ. AJ,
I think we'll find out a lot on Friday with the contract signing. Good old fashioned. I don't know why.
I just hope this isn't a dream match being told too soon. Being given to us too soon.
I just hope it's not we just talked about Nakamura and AJ. I hope it's just not a dream match we get for the next 5 pay-per-views.
Right.
Like, please don't just keep feeding
right. And give us a reason for the match.
Yeah.
Let's create some I want a real story between AJ.
I want AJ to come out and be like, you took what I loved, build some background, if AJ
I was the face that ran the place.
Yeah, and then here comes Cody.
I
gave you the Bullet Club. I walked away so you could
This has the potential to be a world-class story, so I hope that they tell it right. This is a dream story that we're about to get.
I mean, all this is going to be going on while draft time. Draft starts on Friday. So excited. I'm a big football fan. We got the NFL draft. We got the wrestling world draft. I just love it.
Do it all
I'm
to us.
so excited. And what a time to be alive. The Street Profits are the #1 contenders for A-Town Down Unders Championship. The new Bloodlines attacking KO. Who knows what's going to come with that.
Very bloody.
Yeah, what was up with that? They showed a little blood.
A lot of blood.
What are they doing? The capsules? Like, here, bust this on the side of your face.
Maybe.
So if it's fake blood, it's okay? WWE?
They went extra with it.
Santos defeated Carlito. I still think we're in for a Carlito turn at some point. Thank God that Final Testament and Street Profits and Bobby Lashley are just staying away from each other. But for the love of God, the LWO and Legado are still just messing around with each other. We still got some. I feel like Ray's going to be involved in something this week. So
that's one they'll just never let up on.
The draft hopefully will end this.
Yeah.
I hated back in the day when you would think the draft's going to separate a storyline, and then boom, they both get drafted. You're like, no.
Yeah. Like, let's just run this again on SmackDown.
Yeah, but have you seen this yet? You should see this. Like, we just watch one brand. Like, it's new to them.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's not. Then I've been waiting to hear how you feel about this. A great Naomi Bailey match interrupted by Tiffy running in, beating them up.
Mm-hmm. It's perfect. I think it adds to the allure of Tiffany.
It adds to it's about me.
It's about me. There's a banger happening. She don't care.
Bailey and Naomi put on a great match.
Yeah.
Love that. You can definitely tell they've been friends and in the ring with each other for a while.
Yeah, exactly.
So I would love for them to run it back. I would, I love that Tiffany's involved in this.
I could see Bailey dropping it to Naomi.
I can see Bailey taking the fall, I can see Naomi taking the fall too in a triple for Tiffany if they're ready to pull the trigger on Tiffany.
Yeah. I don't think they're ready.
No, I don't think so either.
Not yet.
I think Bailey going to keep it for a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, sir, for our main topic this evening.
Talk about it.
I would like to, since we are in the post-WrestleMania release superstars phase, love to look back on some previously released superstars, see how they're doing. And then overall, talk about just the ones that have done the best overall once they've gotten out of WWE.
Yeah.
Some have come back. Some have done great elsewhere. So, one of those fresh on the mind, recently released and doing well, Mustafa Ali.
Yeah, doing great.
Champion over in TNA, doing the whole presidential campaign gimmick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he's a guy that, again, it's amazing what happens when you go somewhere and you get, presented in a completely different light, completely different creative. He's a guy that was never above the mid-card in WWE. It's truly unfortunate. And so we're now seeing the version of him that we've all meant to see.
I truly feel like he's playing the character he was meant to play as the leader of Retribution.
Yeah.
Just with like a political turn on it. So it kind of sucks, because this is good work.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, we could have gotten this. Retribution as an idea wasn't terrible. It was just came from a
poorly executed.
Came from a terrible. I'm sure Vince McMahon was like, "You see them Antifa kids?
Right.
Let's do that."
Exactly.
Dolph Ziggler, Nick Namath, also in TNA, just challenged Moose for the title. Came up short because they are doing a pretty good storyline right now with Moose and the system, and he's got his own little faction leading some of the top guys over there. So, love that he just didn't come in and they just handed him the championship. TNA was like, "No, we're building something here. You can lose to him, but we're not going to do this yet."
Yeah, I love Dolph. He had a great run. Again, former WWE champion.
My favorite version of Dolph is still him and Big E and AJ Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't feel like that was given enough room to breathe.
No.
And weren't really discussed why they were together in the first place.
Right.
So that always hurts you when you're like,
he was always a team player. He always did whatever he needed to do. I remember when Dolph Ziggler got whooped by Goldberg for no reason at SummerSlam one year, and it's like,
why?
Why?
Man, they loved just feeding people to Goldberg.
Yeah. They
did
really
you see
did.
He recently came out and said AEW's not good enough for his time?
Good.
Because they were like, is he going to go to AEW? He's like, I'm not.
He really shouldn't. No.
Just give it up, man. You almost killed The Undertaker.
Yeah.
Last time you were in a wrestling ring. Just give it up, man.
Yeah. Yeah, like you had no business beating The Fiend.
That destroyed me. That was my least favorite. I've never been one to be like, part-timers don't deserve anything, but...
So weird.
You build up The Fiend to be unstoppable and Goldberg.
Then you just give the title to Goldberg. Bizarre.
Stupid. Rennick Moss and Emma have a fun travel YouTube page together. Does not seem like they care about wrestling anymore.
Mm-mm.
So good for them. Dana Brooks in TNA doing her thing. She's got some new name that doesn't make sense to me, but I don't know. Matt Riddle was in Major League Wrestling. He's a champion in Japan, too. So, it's doing big things. The bro. I love that he just was like, yeah, they found me doing cocaine too many times.
Yeah, good for the bro. Go do your thing. Again, I don't know, in WWE, he was kind of, the scooter. It's like, come on.
We were all waiting for the payoff with him and Randy.
Yeah,
That never happened.
No.
So that kind of sucked. So many former WWE talents kind of running AEW. Like their whole main card scene is a mix of Japanese stars and former WWE stars. You got Brody Lee went over there and found great success when he was toiling around not doing anything in WWE.
Bryan Danielson, John Moxley,
Aleister Black, Andrade for a little bit, Miro before he beat up Sammy Guevara. Got in trouble for that. Jericho's always bouncing around.
Legend of Jericho.
Who really claims Jericho at this point?
WWE should be
Jericho's
claiming
just
Jericho.
A wrestler.
Yeah. WWE should be trying to get Jericho to retire there.
I wouldn't mind one more run with the list.
Yeah, I think Jericho needs one more run in WWE.
That was my favorite, Kevin Owens, him and Jericho.
You could easily make another star in WWE by putting him with Jericho.
Yeah. And for some reason, it's just not working in AEW. It didn't work with Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy made himself a star.
Yeah.
It wasn't because of the Jericho rub. They're trying to do it with Hook right now, but he just beat Hook, so what's the point in that?
Right.
I loved when Drew Galloway went away and became a star. Came back. And now we get the true Scottish psychopath.
Yeah.
Matt Cardona.
Yeah.
The king of the indies. He's out hurt right now, but Christian Cage having the run of his life.
Yep. Great matches
being
with Edge.
Everybody's dead dad's replacement. Mm-hmm. I hate what Edge is doing.
Me too.
In AEW.
Well,
I mean, don't get me wrong. A match on SmackDown with Sheamus, not the proper send off by any means, but man, it just hurts me to see what he's doing in AEW.
Well, we just thought that he was going to come back, and after he won that Royal Rumble, I think people definitely just had a different
this dude's
vision
going to be in the main event
of what.
Then he started Judgment Day. We're like, wow, okay, nothing.
It would have, yeah. I mean,
because he kind of buried Judgment Day,
yeah,
and then did nothing with that rub of burying Judgment Day.
Right.
Like, none of it made sense.
No.
And you could tell that there's a little bit of a McMahon, Triple H power struggle going on where no one really knew what direction things were going. Some can make a case for FTR in AEW. They were shaving each other's backs in WWE. That was terrible what they were doing with them.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Ruby Riott, Paige, Tony Storm, Deonna Purrazzo. I can't ever say her last name. But, they were all but lost, Mm-hmm. Well, Paige was different because they didn't think she could wrestle anymore.
Right.
So she had moved on before she found out she could get back in the ring.
Yeah, WWE tried to retire so many people.
So many people, and they are still going.
Still going.
I mean, is it a good call? We don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see if they can walk again.
Time will tell.
I forgot that Braun Strowman had a little run as the Titan.
Yeah.
When EC3 was trying to get his promotion off the ground. The Control Your Narrative.
Yep.
And I think it was on its way. And then Strowman got called back to WWE.
He's the big guy.
Yeah. Samoa Joe.
Yeah, having a good run. Really good run. I think
they wanted to retire him to commentating.
Exactly. And it's like, just let these guys wrestle.
Mickey James had another run in TNA.
Now she's a country singer.
Yeah. Yeah. Juice Robinson.
Juice.
Just a lot of NXT superstars that they weren't given a chance.
Yeah.
Because, Kushida didn't do anything in NXT. Like all these guys. So who's been your favorite that kind of got released and did their own thing?
Oh, man. Well, I mean, I think we've got to talk about, I think what Jericho's done, if we're going to talk about what my favorite story is, after he left WWE the most recent time, put on some great matches with Kenny Omega, went into Japan, put on matches all over the world, started AEW, and, really carried AEW through their first 2 to 3 years of success. Now, again, the company's like in a weird...
First champion. Le Champion.
Which
do you think that... I think he caught some grief, but I think hindsight, he made that title legitimate.
Exactly.
Who else do you make the first champion out the gate? You give it a Hangman Page? No one cares.
No.
I'm sorry, but no one cares.
Right.
They did a great job of making Hangman a superstar.
Yeah.
After that, but he wasn't ready to be the first champion.
No.
And you give it to Kenny Omega, that's too on the nose. No one wants that right off the gate. I kind of like that they made him and Hangman the first tag team champion.
Exactly.
Had a nice little layer to that.
Totally.
AEW, I think that's the thing that upsets me the most is they did so much right at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's fun to think how much of that was Cody Rhodes.
Exactly. Yeah, and Cody Rhodes' story, when you think about Cody Rhodes coming back, there's a lot of people who have left and come back.
I thought when he was Stardust and he left, I was like, we will never see him again.
Yeah.
I had no idea that man was going to make himself one of the biggest stars in the world.
Highest in merch sales, all this stuff.
He went and created their biggest competitor and then came back.
It's incredible. He's a true genius in the world of pro wrestling.
Yeah. He's just a smart. You can just tell that the IQ's through the roof on that one.
Yeah.
But it wasn't WWE, but I just feel like when AJ Styles was in TNA, WWE did not care about him whatsoever. I even feel like there was stories of him getting tryouts and then being like, he's too small.
Yeah.
And then he went to Japan and made himself one of the biggest stars in the world. Mm-hmm. The whole make yourself undeniable.
Yeah.
Man, he did it.
When his debut in his first 2 years, 3 years were epic.
I feel like that time frame in wrestling history. It was so unique. Like 2015 to 2018, Ring of Honor and New Japan, that partnership they had created so many stars. Mm-hmm. And I feel like WWE was just like, we'll take that one. We'll take that one.
Yep.
And they did great. I mean, obviously, you know, something like Adam Cole didn't pan out, you know, like, which he had. I love the Undisputed Era in WWE.
That was great.
But then they wanted to make him Keith Lee's manager. Like, come on now. Like, I didn't. I loved that era. You know, the Bullet Club was Kenny the leader, was Cody the leader, Adam Cole popped up, you know, like all the old heads were like, we don't need any of these new leaders, like get out of here, you know. So I the Bullet Club made me care about Japanese wrestling, and then once I saw it, got me into all of the other stuff. You know, like I didn't just watch it for Bullet Club. I mean, I did initially, but it got me into it. So I will forever love that time period. But they were talking about, I saw something on the internet today. They're like, we need a Bullet Club reunion in WWE. And I was like, you know it won't be the same.
No, it won't.
Look at NWO 2002.
Unless you get the Bullet Club versus the Bloodline.
Oh, I could see Finn breaking off on his own, gets another shot at the Bloodline. I mean, this is so much storyline that you got to build up. Yeah. But Finn being like, I got somebody.
Yeah.
And then you're like, whose side is Toma Tonga on? Mm-hmm. That's it. It could be good. That would mean they actually had to care about the Good Brothers and all these other guys again.
Right.
I want to see the Good Brothers get back to NXT. I think they got some matches with AOP on the horizon with them, so I'm here for it. Awesome, man. Got anything fun coming up you want to talk about real quick?
Oh, man. Tomorrow night I'm hosting at Burning Acre, a show. Nashville's funniest comedian competition. Very excited to be hosting opening night. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Tickets still available. But what about you? What do you got going on?
I got some fun stuff coming up. Going to be in Lafayette, Louisiana, and Dallas, Texas, with our buddy Dusty here in May coming up. But for the most part, summer and comedy, it's a struggle.
It is.
People want to be outside. I get it.
We'll be at the pool.
So yeah, we'll be hanging out with you. I like to take a little lighter schedule in the summer.
Amen.
Really relax, you know.
Amen.
I don't do well outside of the AC. Hit that subscribe button. Check out all the great Project Nerd content. We will see you next week.